Hello and welcome to 5-Year Club video number 60, the argument for small housing. I found a post on Facebook today in one of the financial groups I follow where a woman discusses house shopping for her family. We just spent the afternoon looking at houses a few towns over. We've decided to relocate because the public school in our area is not desirable and the other town is 9 out of 10 type of district. We will need schools next fall. Also, culturally, it would be a better fit. Our current house is almost 4,000 square feet, including a finished basement. It's in a pretty planned subdivision. Read, all the trees have been destroyed, where everyone takes great care of their homes. Imagine Wisteria Lane. Is that in a movie? I guess I gotta look that up. Nothing is in walking distance. We have zero privacy in our backyard because there are not mature trees. Yep, they killed all the trees. And most people don't have fences. I saw a house today that I love. It's a 1950s brick ranch. Brick is uncommon in my part of the country. It's been completely updated, and unlike most flips I've seen, there isn't much I would have done differently myself. I'm thrilled I don't have to live through a remodel with 2 young kids underfoot. It's about the same sized yard as our current home. There is a good amount of privacy and gorgeous mature trees. The surrounding yards in the neighborhood look nice, but it's less keeping up with the Joneses-ish compared to our current neighborhood. A lovely beach lake with access for residents is a 5-minute walk away, and the center of town with shops and a commuter rail is 2 miles away. Sidewalks all the way there. It's priced as it should, based in comps that have recently sold in that area, and it would basically be an even trade price-wise from our current home to that home, aside from closing cost and potential realtor commissions and moving costs. So aside from all that money that's being paid, the only thing we have to do right away is have trees removed in the backyard that are too close to the house. So the lovely mature trees, the gorgeous mature trees, we're gonna chop them down. I'm having a really hard time convincing my husband that we should buy a smaller home. He thinks 1,800 square feet will be too small. Small home peeps, what do you like the most about your space? Well, I guess, it's interesting because it would never actually occur to me that I'd buy a home and it must be remodeled. That's one thing in here. The other thing is that it's priced as it should be based on comps. I don't know about you, but when I buy a home, I want a deal. I want to buy a home that is a deal where the numbers are unusually good, and I'm willing to spreadsheet all kinds of insane stuff to get there. So I would definitely think about those 2 things if I was her, and I'd also think about the tree issue because I love trees. I'm weird like that. But in response, I discussed some of the advantages that I have found in my small square footage situation. Number 1, and this is definitely the biggest one for me, is it is easy to clean. There's not a lot of time in a small square footage place spent on cleaning. And there doesn't need to be, and that's great because I've got stuff to do that's not cleaning that I want to spend my time on. Another advantage I found, it's easy to talk to the same person while doing things all around the home. I can go to the bedroom and the bathroom and the kitchen and the living room, and the whole time I can be talking to the same person who's sitting on the couch in the living room. That's really convenient. Heating, electricity, air conditioning is also cheap. Short walk from any point to any point because there's not that many square feet to traverse. Maintenance, repair, remodel is all cheaper because there isn't that much to maintain. I've also got to say that, people say, oh, well, you don't really own it because you pay an HOA fee, homeowners association fee. My current homeowners association fee is about $340. And the insurance that pays for paid for a $3,000 tile change in my bathroom. So my HOA fee has done me pretty well. Another thing I love about that HOA fee is I don't have to think about roof maintenance, parking maintenance, siding maintenance, pool repair, all of that stuff. Somebody else spends their time on, somebody else spends their time negotiating. I don't have to worry about that. I can spend my time focused either on the things I want to do or the things I have to do. I love that. And finally, hard to lose things. I'm great at losing things because there's not that many places to look, and that's definitely true in my case. And finally, I'd say, you know what? If you're at the start of your career, you shouldn't be hanging out at home anyway. You need to be out working, doing stuff, connecting with people. building your empire. And so if you buy a small, less expensive home in the beginning, and then you're going to power through this period of 10 to 15 years or whatever it's going to take until you reach financial independence or until your business is doing really well, then you'll have equity in your 15-year or less mortgage, and you'll be able to trade up into a larger square footage place. And when you reach that time in life when you really don't have to be killing yourself with work because you've already built the net worth that you need for independence. Something else I'd like to point out, and I found this statistic from this link from this magazine, and I'm going to put that in the description. According to the National Association of Home Builders, the average size of a new single-family American residence in 1950 was 983 square feet, and you can see those places built around San Jose still today. But today, it is nearly 2,500 square feet. As home sizes ballooned over that time, family size shrank. The U.S. Census Bureau reports that in 1950, an average American family consisted of 3.8 people. Today's average family consists of 2.6 people. Closet size is another thing that has really ballooned. Closets were much smaller before World War II. And another statistics I'd like to point out, in Hong Kong, there's an average of 161 square feet per person. And that's kind of upper middle class. Like lower class people in Hong Kong are looking at closer to 50 square feet. I'm not saying that you should live in 50 square feet per person. But in Hong Kong, it's very standard that a family of four might live in a place that's 644 square feet. And that's like middle class, upper middle class. Those are people who are doing okay. And my point with all of this is not that we should all move to Hong Kong or that we should build time machines and go back to 1950. My point is that when the husband says he thinks 1,800 square feet will be too small relative to what? That really depends upon the frame that you're viewing the problem from, which apparently depends upon the year you happen to be born, what you grew up with, and the location where you grew up. And what this means is that if we want to be happier in fewer square feet, if we expose ourselves to people who are happy living in less square footage, and we empathize with them and we understand them better, then we can understand ourselves that our happiness and the square footage that we live in, they're separate things. And, certainly I'm saying, you don't need to sleep standing up in your closet like this to reduce square footage. But a 4,000 square foot house compared to an 1,800 square foot house, your happiness isn't the thing that's changing in those situations. 1,800 is, from my point of view right now, pretty freaking big. All right, that's it for video number 60. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a fabulous evening.